Hey folks, looks like it's time for another episode of How Do You Hot Rod?
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Mann, and this is How Do You Hot Rod?
Alright, a lot of times I get asked, how can a Honda or an import be considered a hot rod? Well, back in the day, the original hot rods were stripped down, cheap, readily available cars, simply made to go fast. Whether that was running some hotter spark plugs, putting a bigger engine in it, or even something as simple as the timing on it. So, when you look at the new Hondas and stuff that are out there these kids are using, well, it's kind of the same thing. Cheap, readily available cars, made to go faster. Now, they throw a little more style on it than the guys did way back in the late 40s, 50s, but it is what it is. So by definition, an import can be a hot rod. So what do you say we check out a few of these? Cash, thanks for coming out today with your Mazda, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, tell me a little bit about it.
Oh, it's a 2015 Mazda 6. It's got a one-off wide body kit out of Russia. The hood, the trunk's all out of Russia. It's on an airlift V2 air suspension. Got some fatty AG wheels on here.
Those are some of the brightest red wheels I've seen.
Yeah, they're called a brushed candy apple red lip. Is what those are. So
that's really neat.
But yeah, everything on the car is pretty much out of Russia, body-wise. So.
Now I see on the windshield here we've got Sovereign Fitment Society.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about them.
Oh, it's a club that started in Seattle. They just go to a lot of the fitment shows that I like to go to. So they asked me to be a member of it, so I joined it, and I got good fitment, so it works out all right. So.
Now, if I understand right, you just came back from a car show a little ways away, correct?
Yeah, I went to Vegas 2 weeks ago.
Yep. And I hear you won something.
I won the best of show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was pretty neat.
Now, how long have you had your car?
About 5 years.
About 5 years?
Yes, sir.
And did you get all the work done yourself, too?
I've done everything myself except for the paint work.
Okay.
But yeah, me and all my friends just kind of add everything on and do everything ourselves if we can, so.
Nice. Now, have you done anything under the hood for it?
It's got a few things. It's just got an intake. They make an aftermarket intake box. That's about it. They don't make a lot of performance modifications for it. That's why it's pretty.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Do you have some future plans for it?
Probably repaint eventually. I'm not quite for sure where I want to go with it yet. I want to do something more with the motor. Yeah. I want to figure out maybe an engine swap for it, but they're not very common, so. Oh.
Now, which engine did these have to start with?
2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, so yeah.
Okay. Now, have you done anything on the inside there?
Oh yeah, the inside's all custom upholstered seats. It's got a fiber optic headliner that twinkles like stars.
Oh, neat.
Everything's wrapped in suede. Yeah, I got red vinyl wrap on the inside. I got aftermarket Android deck. Yeah.
Stereo?
Yep. I just got a little 12-inch in the sub in the back, but nothing too big.
All right.
The airlift stuff takes up most of the space in the back, the custom that I did, so.
Nice. Now I see you have an Instagram tag there?
Yeah. Yeah, my Instagram is Kashimus1 at Instagram, so.
K-A-S-H?
Yes, K-A-S-H-I-M-U-S-1.
All right. And do you have any other sponsors or anything you'd like to?
No, I just did it all myself, no sponsors, so.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right, Cash, thank you very much.
Absolutely, my friend.
Cash, how do you hot rod?
Oh, low, slow, and with lots of flash.
All right, Austin, thanks for coming out today with the RX-7.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, tell me a little bit about her.
I got it about 5 years ago. It was the worst condition RX-7 that you could ever find. you'd be a fool if you wanted to fix the car.
Yeah.
So we did. I stripped the interior out on the curbside when I first got it, and proceeded to get 3 more RX-7s to get enough parts to actually put the thing together. Parts are kind of hard to find for these cars these days.
Yeah.
We built it just basically as a drift car with very minimal mods.
Okay.
But then as the years progressed, we got better parts, better stuff for the thing. So now it's a pretty well set up drift car. It's won a couple events, not many, but you know, when we try.
What do you got under the hood for power?
It's no longer a rotary. We put pistons in the form of an LS1. We blew up the LS1 really good, so now it's just got an all aluminum 5.3 Chevy truck motor with a stock LS1 cam, which makes it really streetable. Nice and tame. It's got a center force clutch in it, which allows for good drivability, but also, you know, performance oriented. It's not going to fail on a hot summer day or something like that. It's got a LS1 cam and crankshaft in it, which doesn't do anything for horsepower. It just allows me to run the Gen 3 electronics versus Gen 4. We then used a T56 out of a wrecked Camaro. I blew it up as well, so had to rebuild that just last year. Put a couple upgraded parts in it, but it's just mainly for reliability. But just a really good overall driver at that aspect.
How long have you had it?
5 or 6 years. Yeah.
It hasn't earned a name?
Rex.
You do a lot of drifting events, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a show car, right?
Right, no, this is a function over form car. A lot of people give me a hard time for the tall ride height in the front, which mainly is for ground clearance when you're really running it hard on the racetrack and you mess up, you go off course. It's nice to have the ground clearance. I also don't tear up tires and wheels with fitment issues on the body. I really dig a stock body RX-7. Okay. Everyone likes to see the fiberglass bumper, fenders, wide body, and I just really like the cute little red sports car. And it used to be two-tone. It had a lot of white panels with the red going on, so I wanted to continue that with the white wheels, just kind of pay homage to where the build came from. Quite a few little replacement parts to keep it complete. Again, we used 3 other cars to make the interior complete. So it's actually got convertible RX-7 seats with speakers in the headrest. That way you can still hear your music while you're on the track. It's got Series 5 instrument cluster, a Series 5 dashboard. The car itself is a Series 4. So it's got the Series 5 front bumper. It's just a mix and match of basically what we had laying around. And it turned out pretty good. We've been enjoying it all the time. I daily it as often as I can.
Now, are you online anywhere?
Yeah, we're on Instagram. War on Tread is Instagram. Of course, Facebook, Boston Adair. You can always find me and some of the antics that we do. And it's just something that we play around. We're not super serious about it, but of course, every time you get in the car, it's just a riot. Mm-hmm.
So, Austin, how do you hot rod?
I hot rod with whatever is available. This just becomes an extension of me. I have a lot of other cars. There's a 65 Dart that I've been playing with. It's a little bit of a drag car. We have some bigger old school Mopars that we like to just cruise around in. But it's really, you get out there and just have fun with whatever you have. I hot rod with whatever means available.
Michael, thanks for coming out today with your Subaru.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So what do we got here?
This is a 2011 Subaru WRX STI. It was a limited edition car with a sunroof and leather seats and fog lights, but that's all gone.
I didn't see the fog lights.
I've had the car for about 8 years. I bought it stock, certified pre-owned, and it's evolved into this. It's a 500 wheel horsepower time attack car. Also do some wheel-to-wheel racing as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, what do we have for horsepower and engine and everything under the hood here?
It's still an EJ 257 that comes in the STIs, but it's just had rods and pistons put in it. The heads are built with bigger cams, dry sump oil system, obviously bigger fuel injectors and lines and pump. Right about 500 wheel horsepower currently at 26 pounds of boost. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It's a riot.
Now, how long have you had it, did you say?
8 years.
8 years?
Yeah.
All right. Now, the interior is a little different. We're missing a few things, and there's some extra stuff in there.
It's mostly gone.
What all have you done there?
So all the factory interior has been ripped out. It has a 8-point cage in the car. A couple of race seats. As minimal as possible, really. All the doors have been cut out. The glass is all plexiglass.
Drop that weight down a little bit.
Yeah, it's right about 2,750 pounds with fuel.
What were they originally?
About 3,450.
Wow, that's a pretty good amount of weight takeoff.
Yeah.
So, with your time attack and everything, do you have some sponsors for your racing?
Yeah, JLC Fab Speed. They're out in Hayden. Jason Cobb, he helped me design and build the car. He's been working with me on it for about 4 years. And JK2 Designs, they did all of the vinyl work for the car. And my business, Washington Auto Collision, a body shop out in Spokane Valley.
Now I was looking at this. Are these raised up underneath?
Yeah, so what he did is he cut this all out of clear bra and laid the clear bra down on the hood, and then he put black vinyl over it to give it that raised effect.
Okay, that's really neat. Kind of almost an embossed.
Yeah,
really
kind of stealthy.
Yeah. Do you have any other plans for it, or are you pretty happy with where she's at?
Well, we just kind of got the car to this point a few months ago, and dyno tuned the car in November of last year at English Racing. And there's still a little ways to go. We need to get some data acquisition so we can kind of help better balance the aero and the suspension to make it all work really well with each other, so we can get as much grip out of the corners as best as possible. So it's going to keep evolving for sure. We're going to plan on doing a flat bottom under the car and a rear diffuser so we can get some more downforce out of it. So.
And you got to tell me a little bit about this big spoiler you got out there.
Yeah. So it's a APR GT 1000 wing, and then we had some custom uprights built out of carbon fiber. So the actual stands are carbon, really sturdy stuff. I mean, you could literally almost do a pull-up off of it.
Wow.
So with the front and the rear wing, currently we're thinking once it's all dialed in, it'll make about 3,000 pounds of downforce. But
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I'm just ready to get it out on the track. I'm waiting for some track days open.
For the track
yeah.
Open again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Michael, thanks for coming out today and bringing this. One question I ask everybody though is, how do you hot rod?
As wildly as possible. If it's not on the edge, I don't really want to be a part of it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, Chad, thanks for coming out today and giving me some of your time. What do we have here?
This is my 1991 Honda Civic hatchback.
I'm sure you've done some engine work to it.
Yes.
Okay, what's going on under there? Is that top secret? You're not letting anybody else know, so you can go race all the little Hondas?
No, it's fully open to public view. It is a D16 Z6 out of a 1994 Honda Civic with accompanying transmission. So it's been converted from a cable clutch to a hydraulic clutch to use the transmission.
Okay.
Has port mounts to do the conversion because that transmission doesn't fit into this chassis. I was planning to boost this from the beginning.
Okay.
I did drive it NA for about 2 months just to see what it was like.
So you had a plan from the beginning on that engine?
Yes, this engine was already planned to, and he took a year to build it.
Okay.
So
I noticed something else back here. Tell me about these back brakes.
It's a rear disc conversion from a 1993 Acura Integra.
All right. Pretty much a bolt-in situation?
Yep,
Or...
it bolts right in. We've added the A-pillar gauges. So we got a wide band and then a boost gauge. You know, didn't go all out and get a whole bunch of stuff because that's what this is for. This is a digital dash that is on a CAN line to the computer. So anything the computer reads or knows, I can have on here.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching this episode of How Do You Hot Rod. Let's go have some fun.